how do you think we can utilize the technology that we have today, especially after COVID? I'm sure everyone knows how to handle a meeting or, do something in terms of that. How do you think we can use that technology to enhance our volunteer teams? Are there any specific softwares that you would like to suggest or anything that relates to it?
And when it comes to empowering youth to focus on those issues and to collaborate together, I found that Google's G Suite, whether that be Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Classroom, were excellent ways that we could utilize technology to build successful volunteer teams. It was something that many of our youth were already familiar with through school, so it made sense. Google Classroom especially was absolutely excellent for folks who might be unfamiliar. There is a stream where administrators, teachers, project coordinators, and interested youth can post. Everybody can see. In addition to this, you can also put assignments on that kind of stream there, right up next to those posts, and all of the information that you need to complete that task could be there, guiding documents, supporting resources, and it would all be handled within that Google Classroom area. It was not only super accessible, super usable for youth, but it was a lifesaver as a project coordinator because it kept all of that valuable information in one place. It's kind of your one-stop shop for online engagement. I really like the Google G Suite. Thank you.
We know in this world of COVID that the Zoom meeting is kind of the norm, but perhaps, being able to hold one of your meetings in person in a common location so that there's an opportunity for people to engage, finding different ways to communicate. So I think it's a conversation with the individuals around your tables on what their comfort level is, but being aware that, for example, like what I'm doing with our member organizations, if I see something where there's only one way to get involved, and in my cases, it's a lot of people who are utilizing a thing like a Google form, but they're not including a telephone number for someone who perhaps doesn't have access or has accessibility issues that would make that more challenging. So again, at least offering technology plus one option to get involved, I think would increase would increase the opportunities for everyone to get involved and the comfort level. And then that education as you're expecting people to get involved. I've been doing this a long time. There's still a lot of new technologies and I'm like, how do you use this? So a great opportunity to learn and share with each other as well.
I think one of the best things about volunteering and the best things about technology's use for helping progress volunteering is that it gives us more options. It gives us more information, right? And I think one of the most important things to have a good team and to have a team that can always work together is a team that has lots of options and has lots of opportunities to engage in different ways, whether it's in the community, whether it's using like technology itself, like for example, posting. And I think that one of the best ways we can address any problems of people who may not have equal access to opportunity is simply discuss it, get the idea out there, talk to people, right? Spread the word of mouth, right? Because that helps us at least reduce some of these barriers, right? Because it's important to consider them. And I think that's one of the best way to be, yeah, I agree. Equity inclusion includes technology and accessibility. So I think it's really important to consider that. Just to add on to if we had technology though, although that's also another very important discussion. For using technology, one of the ways I've seen it being best applied towards volunteering is towards uses of group chats for communities, for our volunteering things. For example, Instagram, Discord, those are all different things. My personal opinion, so not to give any specific recommendations, is that whatever the team is most comfortable with, right? Because every team is completely different. Everyone's perspectives are different, completely different, and everyone's like, whatever they're able to access is completely different, and it changes. So working with your team, working around what they can do, and then finding solutions, is what I think is the best way to tackle it.
I was actually going to also bring up the same point as Afnan with the group chats. I think that's an amazing way for team members to keep communicating and let volunteering be an ongoing process so that they don't always have to wait for those weekly meetings or bi-weekly or whatever that may be. And they can complete tasks whenever they want. And if they have questions, they can easily reach out to anyone else in their team to really help the team be connected and be united so then they can do the projects together. I think that's a really great thing. And also the meetings as well are amazing. And I think COVID has really opened our eyes to that because we can join from anywhere, and it brings a lot of people together. Like right now, I'm in Florida, but I'm still able to join everyone on here, which is amazing. So I think that it also does have some benefits aside from the disadvantages. And I love Heather's idea on having a dual component with the technology and another factor. So it's more inclusive to everyone.
It's always good to have platforms that youth are comfortable with, so that they also check their messages and being like, what am I supposed to do?
One way that I thought of ways that we could reach folks who may not have access to technology is by putting up posters, kind of the old-fashioned way, in areas that they're likely to congregate, perhaps in schools. And it got me thinking that this challenge can, in some ways, be an opportunity, because when it comes to creating these posters, we could do them ourselves, or we could open it up to young people as a sort of workshop, whether it be in person on pen and paper or online using industry standard software. And not only are they putting up these posters to help folks who may have accessibility challenges in their community, but it's also equipping them with the tools that they'll need to amplify their voice and to get their word out there. Like you, Megan, said, when it comes to articulating solutions to problems that we have yet to identify. Tech can definitely help us do a great many things. For example, a meeting with a faraway conservation expert who otherwise wouldn't be able to travel to share their ideas with us in person, but that could also be tied to an in-person event at a nature reserve. Rare Charitable Reserve is one in my backyard that Lily took me to a long time ago with the volunteer action team. And youth who were able to attend the online component of that could share what had happened there with the youth who were only able to attend the in-person event at the nature reserve in a pressure-free, safe space. So I think that there are definitely challenges with technology, challenges that need to be overcome. But I think that in overcoming them, we can find new opportunities.